Looking to get maximum value from a Disneyland Paris dining plan? We have you covered. Hi everyone, it's Adam from Disney. We all love getting our money's worth, and with Disney having a lot of dining plan options, it can be hard to know if you're getting good value and how to maximise that value. We have a separate video on what the dining plan is, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. The key thing you need to know is to have a Disneyland Paris dining plan, you have to stay on Disney property and book a package, so the meal plan with the hotel. Let's break this down. Not all dining plans are priced the same, and depending on which hotel you're staying in will depend on how much your plan costs. This is for a really simple reason. The more expensive hotels tend to have fancier breakfast buffets and higher price points. So for example, in the Marvel and Newport Bay Hotel, they have smoked salmon at breakfast, which you wouldn't get on some of the value resorts. Additionally, some of the dinner options are usually more fancy, more expensive, the higher up the hotel tiers you go. We've pulled a table together at our April 2024 of the current prices for the different dining plans to add an adult. Note that these may change and Disney does occasionally put out special offers. Let's start with the breakfast only option. With the exception of Davy Crockett's Ranch, all the breakfasts are all you care to enjoy buffets. There is a cost saving here, with breakfast buffets out of pocket costing between 25 and 35 euros each, with the exception of the Disneyland Hotel, which would be more expensive. For me, the main benefit with all of these is you avoid having to book breakfast and you're guaranteed a space. Additionally, you can usually go whenever you like, though at peak times you may be given a fixed hour. The breakfasts are usually very varied and you can find something for even the pickiest of eaters. This said, if you're not a big breakfast person, or if you're usually someone who'll just have a cereal bar or coffee and toast, there are cheaper options in Disney Village, such as Starbucks, where you can get a light bite. Moving on, let's go to half board, and this is what we usually go for. It includes a big breakfast in the morning, and if we get peckish, we'll normally have a few snacks in the afternoon, and then either a late lunch or an early dinner. Now this is where Disney gets a little bit messy. Depending on which hotel you stay in will determine if you have a standard or plus plan. Not that long ago, some restaurants had different set menus for standard and plus, but Disney now doesn't make this very clear. My best guess is the only difference between these two options is the menu at the steakhouse and the menu at Bistro Chez Remy. They have two tiers of menu here, one of which is a 2-course meal and the other is a 3-course meal. I've taken the cost of each hotel's standard half-board price for each adult and then minus the cost of the breakfast from this. And yes, I know technically the breakfasts are worth a little bit more than what you pay for, but to keep it consistent, this gives you your remaining balance. Now, both Standard and Plus have exactly the same restaurant choices. They're a mixture of table service, which is typically a 2 to 3 course meal where a soft drink is not usually included, a buffet restaurant where a soft drink may or may not be included, and a quick service restaurant, which is more of a grab and go. To get the maximum value from the dining plan, you need to choose table service or buffets and ideally go for the more expensive options. For table service, these are the top ones by value, and my personal favourite on these is Waltz. For buffet restaurants, they're all pretty similar priced. My personal favourites from these are Downtown and Pim Kitchen, which will both have amazing themed desserts which are well worth the try. And for quick service, now these are the ones that are going to lose you money. Disney counts on some people or some families using that meal for a quick service for convenience, but truthfully if you want to get the maximum value, as I say, you've got to go for buffet or table service. Moving on, and let's talk full board. You'll have a choice of standard or plus. The difference here is with standard, you get a breakfast, 1 quick service meal, and then 1 table service or buffet, and the plus is breakfast and you can have 2 table service or buffets. Based on where you're staying, look at the remaining balance post breakfast, and again, to get maximum value, you want to aim for those more expensive dining options. For us, the plus is overkill and we'd end up wasting some of the meals or eating them for the sake of it. Now, there are other dining plans. You have the Premier, which is exclusively for those staying at the Disneyland Hotel. This is a lot more expensive and it's only going to be value if you eat in the hotel itself. For example, the lunch and dinner buffet at this hotel has lobster and oysters and so on. In addition, this includes a character dining restaurant called Auberge de Cédrillon, which we ate at recently and we thought was fantastic. There's also one final dining plan, which is the Extra Plus, which is currently unavailable, but effectively it's the full board plus with a snack and a drink on top. Now we've covered how to get the best value, is the dining plan worth it? Really depends on your circumstances. For us, where we have a big breakfast and then max out either at a table service or a buffet restaurant for dinner, there is usually a small saving to be had. Between those 2 meals, it's usually somewhere around 10 or 20 euros a day. If you don't mind breaking even, do try some of those less pricey options because they do have great food. Some of those hidden gems include Annette's Diner for the table service restaurant and Chuckwagon Cafe for a buffet. The real benefit with the dining plan is having it all prepaid. It's one less thing to budget for when you're in the parks, and it allows you to get organised so we know where we're going and when. If you're more spontaneous and you want to eat more when you fancy it, or if you're not a big breakfast eater and you prefer maybe the speed or convenience of quick service restaurants to maximise your time in the parks, then you might want to skip a dining plan. Unlike Florida, the Disneyland Paris dining plans offer limited savings. Let's cover a few top tips with the dining plan. Our first tip is for Waltz and Plaza Garden. If you're booking on or around a showtime, when you check in, ask for a window seat. You're not guaranteed this, but I have a lovely memory of sipping champagne in Waltz, sat by the window while the 30th anniversary parade went past. Number 2, and not everyone knows this, but if you don't like the set menu, you can order a la carte and pay any difference. But note, if the a la carte bill is lower than the value of your credit, you don't get your money back. And finally, whilst Disney says breakfast is at your hotel, you can dine at Plaza Gardens for a character breakfast, though this is 80 euros. Disney would deduct your breakfast value credit from your Magic Pass and you would pay the difference, but if you haven't done this before, it's well worth. We have a playlist of restaurants we have reviewed so far, and we've got a couple in the pipeline including Bistro Chez Remy and Agrabah Cafe. If these are something you'd like to see, please hit that subscribe button. And that's another video. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, please leave a comment as we love reading them. This is Adam, and until next time, just keep swimming.